Oh.
Stasis forced.
And DNZio, right onto the event horizon. Has to flash away. Keeps his distance here. Max Green being the sacrificial lamb, taking up so much damage. True still follows up. Hextech ultimatum right onto Chuck, the main frontliner for Tribe. He will fall. No, not quite yet. Event horizon locks him down. DNZio still keeping his distance, putting out damage. Great piercing arrows from the backline. T-Tiger's looking for the collapse. Watch starting on the flank. He's on the right side. He's making his approach. If he can make this moonfall work, this will save the game. On to only one member, though. Truth cancels it out with a beautiful stasis. Starting, still remaining. Wait, Truth has death mark again, but it's not enough damage on the DNZio. Starting picks up a double on the backside. Tribe, they're the one with the numbers advantage. Tribe have to push, but Chuck immediately answering back. Tribe with the teleport available. Is death mark available from Truth once again? That's the nuke that we're looking for from Jackie. Takes out starting of the fight, and look at that DNZio, no flash available. He's gone to the event horizon. Truth and Jackie should have enough damage to take him out, but he's dancing. He's got this fight. But Jackie flashes in, says no more will be for Tribe. It is a new dawn. It is a new era. Enemy, but wait a minute. They've lost out Jackie. They've lost out Yikes. But the minions, they did it. Enemy will take down Tribe.
I was literally about to say, do you feel like you're copying the same game plan that Spax is rolling here?
It's literally the same win code for both of these teams. What do you want from me?
What I want is to hear like, oh, we need to free up a TF and then play a global composition, or we should not draft Jace for the first time in the tournament and the qualifiers.
Putting Chuck on a front line is the same thing as taking away from Jace, just more politely said. I was trying to avoid that.
That man's play melee only Jace.
Oh,
the players
why are you playing Jace at that point?
Just got word that the players are still loading in the lobby, so we got a little bit more time here in our lower bracket semifinals. And again, just to reiterate the stakes here, we are all four of these teams have qualified for major number 2, which will be later on next month. Out of 3 majors that we'll have, the winners of majors 2 and 3, the top performers, will then go to the North American Championship, and it's all connected here for the first year of the WNS. Very exciting stuff to provide this opportunity for North American Wild Rift squads to show off their stuff. And again, signups are open, are available. You can go find more information for you and your friends to have the opportunity to play against some of these top teams in North America. And we're seeing the parity start to come into play. No longer is it just Tribe dominating over Immortal stepping on up. Obviously, Sentinel's the big surprise. Tribe there in third. No More Ego and Cloud9, one of these big teams here, now like trying to shuffle in for the top 4. Who will be moving into the top 3 between these two squads, No More Ego and Tribe Gaming? Let's find out together as game number 3 is ready to go with the draft. The tournament lives on the line for both these squads.
Give me a fist bump, Snacks. You gotta hold it. Hold it. It can't just be a... Bam!
There you go.
Let's go. Okay. One to twin powers activate. Bam.
Nice.
Yeah,
are we twins?
I
mean, we're matching clothes, right?
Yeah. Black and pink. I can't
Not
say the second part.
With
I can't say the second.
We are in your area, though, as we're getting into the third game.
Game 3, Tribe are the ones that take blue side this time around. And look, the Gragas was left open by Enemy, but DNZio values the Varus. And DNZio was one of our best Varus players from year 0 of the Wild Rift North American Summoner Series back then. Gragas, though, being picked up by Yikes. Thresh is still open, so Max Green can go back to a little bit of safety for him. Remember, Thresh is not the best frontline in the world, but you have a lot of playmaking potential with Flash Flay, with setting up for death sentences and single target picks, and so far, Enemy going back to what worked for them in Game 2. Tribe, it's up to them to see what they change up.
I really like the Braum into Gragas and Renekton. I think it does provide Max Green with a lot of defensive utility if he wants to go toward that. Garen is here instead, as it very well could be the support champion. Chuck could be placed on Garen duty.
I think it's going to be a Chuck Garen angle.
We'll see. Yeah, it has that flex.
I just okay, I didn't break my cup. Okay. I have like I have a little stand, and I had my mug there, and then I like swung my chair around. This
is a good time for a hydration check.
Yes.
Out there in chat, remember to hydrate.
Yeah. It's a drought out here. It actually is over in Utah. And I like this. So, we talked about comfort picks. We talked about going back to basics for both teams. Obviously, Enemy sticking to a majority, a lot of their core plan of what worked last time. Frontline members in the Gragas, Renekton, and of course Camille for Tybe, whereas Tribe starting is going back to an old standard for him in this Diana.
I like this look a lot. I think specifically from Enemy I'm talking about, because they did just lock in 3 of those same 5 champions they just played. They can't go any further than that, as Diana and the Varus are already selected. So those are off the board. They need to find some other avenues of success here. And it does look like Tribe are thinking about banning out every single mage off of the game so that Jackie can't play any of them. The Zig's already gone. The Brand already gone. Actually, no, they don't ban Morgana. So that one is still available if Jackie wants to go towards this. But Rafa, you and I know from watching him for nearly a year and also playing with him, mages are not the only thing that Jackie is good at.
Dude, he's got some spicy marksman champs. However, matching up against the range of something like Varus proves to be a daunting task. Enemy can still save counterpick for Truth if they want, but they know what the mid lane is going to be because it's a Diana, and this is going to be Truth Zed. Now, I just want to point your attention to something here, Spax. Enemy has a ton of physical damage right now, and even though that a lot of the supports indicated that enemies suspect this is a Chuck Garen, I would not be surprised if they pivot and said, you know what, let's put Garen in support role, let's slam Malphite. Punish the fact that this is a ton of physical damage right now. Okay, not a Malphite, but still another tank works just as well.
Go flex pick, Rafa. We do know the Mundo can be played as support, so one of those is going to Max Green, one of those going to T-Tigers. They still have their jungler to select. Unless we're getting really frisky with it and going to like Mundo jungle or something. Not advised. I do like this composition quite a bit. This is the tank lineup that I was looking to see, Rafa. They've got Mundo, they've got Garen, even Jax as well, who has a lot of zone threat and actually does accomplish a very similar thing to that Malphite that you wanted to see from this team as well. The Counter-Strike prevents so much physical damage from pouring into him specifically, and you have a lot of zone threat with the Counter-Strike to keep members off of DNZO's fair.
Will it be an Orianna from Jackie, maybe? I think that might be the best mate. Whoa! Veigar! Okay!
Well, it's still a mage, but I was right. Jackie does have a very deep champion pool. Okay, so let's dive into this Veigar champion, because it is still a mage. It has a lot of scaling damage. It is pretty safe with the zone threat. What are the weaknesses compared to the other champions? Early game damage is a big one that comes to mind when you pair it against something like an Orianna or a Brand, and the range is a really big deficit when it comes to dealing damage compared to something like a Ziggs. So it's worse at those two things. It does get better as the game goes on, and Event Horizon is just so strong in some instances.
When you look at Tribe, their only real range threat is Dienzio, right? Everyone else has to get into melee range, and that is a prime way to punish with the Event Horizon, because then you just throw down the cage, and now it's like, where are you supposed to go? How are you supposed to get onto the backline if you haven't already crossed that boundary? So this is... I see the vision. I am worried about the lack of early game damage versus some of the other mages that were still off the table, but the scaling on the Veigar is pretty damn massive, and your ability to just delete one champion, guaranteed with the Primordial Burst later the game goes on, is very valuable.
Actually, the guarantee is on the other team. It's in the Baron lane. I'm going to use that as my segue to talk about Mundo support, because we weren't sure which one of these champions would be the support. Max Green is the one playing Mundo, and I really, really like this champion at support. If you hit those cleavers, those first abilities in the lane, you will deal more damage than something like a mage in that lane. Something like a luck support that people tend to go towards. You deal a crazy amount of damage with that spell if you're landing it consistently.
So far, nothing has been super game impacting in our opening minute. We can kind of expect this, considering the jungle matchup is, while they can skirmish, they have abilities at level 3 that allow them to close the distance and get some CC. They are more preferred on the, you know what, I want to farm and scale side of things. They spike really hard off of the first item. Trinity Force for Tybe. Could be Trinity Force for T-Tigers, or maybe Blade of the Ruin King first before the Trinity Force, as the priority gained from Tribe in the bottom side gives them first crab. A lot of damage onto Yikes, but a slow onto Max Green. Counter-Strike available for T-Tigers. Event Horizon allows enemy to safely get away through the other choke point here. Max Green is stuck in the pit right now, and he's trying to hug it for dear life at the moment, as they already forced the flash out of starting. Truth looking for the flash. Gap closes onto Max Green after flashing the pit. That's first blood over to enemy, and the rest of Tribe are on the run.
Max Green just stayed in the pit for way too long, Rafa. He had flashed the entire time, just greeting it out, seeing if maybe there's a chance that he doesn't have to flash in that instance, but of course not. The whole team is there making sure they can punish him, and you've just given over first blood to Truth's Zed. Disaster scenario. Yes, they do get crab, but I think even you, the jungler, Rafa, will admit that that's not quite worth it.
Yeah, having to fight against the Zed that snowballed is not fun. You think, like, playing against Kha'Zix is not fun? Zed has guaranteed damage no matter if you're isolated or not, and has ways to get out alive.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. He's trying some fun plays. You can block the hook shot, as Yikes arrives as well. Everybody over here on the side of enemy. Max Green making the trek around, but takes the path of least resistance through the mid lane and won't actually run into anybody on this Mundo, going wherever he pleases, as the champion would suggest.
Counter pressure from Tribe ensures that T-Tigers doesn't lose out on his blue buff. Tribe just trying to be a nuisance and decelerate T-Tigers as much as he can, because that is one of the benefits now, ever since the nerfs to Camille's jungle. Overall clear speed, hookshot not giving you the bonus attack speed on jungle monsters anymore. T-Tigers has that natural advantage and will be able to outpace and outscale Tybe, but the guaranteed lockdown from Hextech Ultimatum is the value that you get in trade.
It was very valuable last game, Rafa.
Yes,
Ty really made that champion look super, super good. So I definitely take that right now after watching the last performance for enemy. It's been really, really stellar. We know that Ty thinks very highly of his Camille, and for good reason. I believe he is the rank 1 Camille on the server still, at least in the jungle. Not a lot of people playing in the jungle, unfortunately. I think the champion is still cool in that position.
I mean, yeah.
Riot disagrees, though. Badge.
Flex picks are a bit of a problem sometimes, especially in Wild Rift. Max Green taking a lot of damage. Event Horizon doesn't quite connect, or at least force out the passive. Max Green gets out alive. Oh my god, Tybe wants this. Hextech Ultimatum down. I mean, your passive can ignore CC, but it doesn't allow you to get out of Hextech Ultimatum for free, but maximum dosage keeps him alive just for a little bit longer. Truth comes in with that. Beautiful shadow and the mark. The rest of the damage from starting, following up with Moonfall, but as the flash away, it's just not enough. However, Tybe is in a bad spot, has to get on out. Luan DJ pretending to give his life. No, it's not pretend at all. He goes in, he's diving out past.
He's gonna get another!
Luan DJ picks up a
double.
double.
No way! I can't believe he made it out. Wait, don't go with the minions. Okay, it's all right. They didn't notice the Renekton behind them. That would have been a complete tragedy as Luan walks away. Double kill on Renekton. He's up 1,000 gold over the Tribe Baron laner Rafa. Enemy's early game strikes a third time in the same series.
Can Tribe recover and recuperate? They have far more CC, and they have a front line this time around, so they have a better time scaling into the mid game. This Dragon is the point of contention between both teams. Event Horizon comes out a little early, but zones off Tribe for now, but the Dragon will reset.
Back to around 4,000 HP enemy. Still don't have to worry too much about Tribe contesting them for a team fight, as specifically Diana Ultimate is not quite available yet. We're still waiting on that first objective, as neither team feels completely comfortable yet. I imagine the enemy coming back onto the Rift, especially with Truth, with this recall bonus of the Black Cleaver and the boots upgrade, will be bloody eventually for one of these.
Tybe has Exec Ultimatum up once again. No flash, but this guaranteed lockdown as he's pathing towards the top side of the map, along with a couple of other friends. Actually, it's just Luan DJ. However, Tybe, he's just soaking the minion wave. No aggression here.
Play for jungle in this house. Tybe gets to collect all those minions. Very nice. We go for a recall, finish off that Trinity for us, and still 6.5 minutes in, no objective to be had. We're approaching the point in the game where if you delay these too much, then you actually don't get a second Rift Herald, and you don't get a third regular dragon before the Infernal, or not the Elder spawns. So, pretty slow game in terms of the objectives, and Tribe does thrive in those positions where they did take a deficit early game. They're bouncing back and they're avoiding fights altogether so they can get back and get some feet in this game.
Oh, I was muted. God. Well, anyway, both teams are trading objectives here. Jackie is here just to be a nuisance, but doesn't really stop Tribe from gaining Rift Herald. And their eyes are on that top turret, looking to secure first brick. Tribe is unanswered by enemy, but the first dragon of the game goes their way.
It is an answer of sorts. They both get those objectives that they were looking for. Again, very late into the game. Still some bonuses that specifically enemy will have the entire game. Oh, going for an engage.
Body slam right onto Starting. The death mark comes out. Starting tries to flash away. A little bit more damage, and the mark pops, sending Starting back to the fountain. Jackie, oh god, help! Someone help Jackie! As the flash back towards his teammates and comrades, still gets out, is the one that gets the finishing blow onto Max Green, who is locked up in the Hextech Ultimatum, and enemy get a tower of their own.
As we said before, this Yordle doesn't have a whole lot in the tank once Event Horizon is gone. Not quite as safe as the other champions that you typically see heralded in that dragon lane. Although, we do also see the draw of this one, too, with the big bomb of an ultimate onto Max Green. Look at this. Boom. Boom. That's a lot of damage.
Primordial Burst, baby.
The ranged Garen ult. It's pretty good. Garen ult is a good ability to have.
The only thing that's nice about Garen ult is that it does true damage, whereas Primordial Burst is still magic damage.
Yeah, but who else is dealing? That might as well be true damage. You're not building magic resistance against this team.
Good point, good point. Rift Herald being popped into the dragon lane. Luan DJ popping the Dominus says, alright, T-Tigers better back off now. Starting. Getting chewed up by this Renekton. He's got big teeth, brother. Yeah, you're dead.
Wow. Starting can't even muster an ultimate in the end as Tybe pops the ultimate onto Max Green. Yikes. Doesn't quite have his available yet, but Max Green now Stone Plate removed. One more tactical sweep ought to do it. 8-0 for enemy and Rafa. What is going on?
Oh, the action doesn't stop here. Dienzio, nice stasis, actually fires out the Chain of Corruptions as well, keeping them back in, flashing away from the Event Horizon as well. But Dienzio can't say the same about T-Tigers, who went down in the aftermath. Chuck, meanwhile, in a 1v1 against Truth, trying to keep Bay at least one lane from going down. Holds onto this turret for now, but Truth is starting to push through as enemy claim the second-tier turret in the Dragon lane.
Yordle down, Yordle down. Jackie has been mitigated. It's been shut down in this game. Although, he scales up, so it's probably going to be fine eventually anyway. Tribe find at least one response in this game, but it's looking grim. Just like the last one, enemy are snowballing this game to oblivion at this point. Only a couple of objectives and maybe some of these turrets in their way of just an insurmountable gold advantage at this point. All of these skirmishes are so clutch from them. And again, a lot of it is off of Yikes' Gragas. He's doing so much for this team.
Once again, the Gragas pick proving very bountiful for the rest of enemy. Hextech Ultimatum, and Yikes is there once again. Body Slam follows up, starting with the Moonfall, only catches Yikes, and he's very tanky with the Stone Plate. Gets out scot-free. No revenge kills for Tribe available.
This is very dangerous for Tribe. They don't have anybody stationed in Dragon Lane. There's a minion wave collapsing right now. If Luan gets free time on this turret, it will go down. Tribe acknowledge this eventually. They only lose about a couple of hundred HP on this. No, not quite a plate. It is something to consider later on. This entire Dragon Lane is completely broken open, and enemy have that as a win condition very early on in this game because of it.
They have positioning over both objectives as well. Truth has already pushed out the top side of the map. T-Tiger's looking for a reset. This Rift Herald will fall easily to enemy. No contest available from Tribe. They're sending a majority of their members to pincer onto Luan DJ, setting up for a dragon. Maybe they can get at least one objective back, but the movements from enemy is fast. They are collapsing.
Can't follow Luan over that wall. They do have a lot of members in this Pixel Brush. Will they be spotted out? Yes, they will right now, but they're forced to run, Rafa. Event Horizon.
Jackie gets routed off. Demacia Justice still follows through despite the flash. No more magic damage, no more burst available, but you got burst from Truth. Looks for the death mark onto one of the backline members, but doesn't get the mark popped. Rest of Tribe, they have to recuperate. They have to play around D'Enzio. He is the main damage dealer. He is the one on the backline. Moonfall catches out one member on the yikes. He flashes away. Stone plate pops, and he will still stay alive, but the rest of enemy have to find a way to get back into this pit.
But the cleanup damage isn't quite there without this Vhagar. As Yikes collapsed upon, he will have to use that body slam underneath the turret. There's teleport into this team fight again as Truth trying to find an escape path, can't manage it. There's Tybe here. He has this hookshot. He has no ultimate. But all the members of Tribe did just use just about everything. We'll need to be very careful getting back into this team fight. I don't believe they have teleports.
D'Enzio looking for his own recall as well. It seems like the rest of enemy are not going to pressure for the dragon anytime soon. Still waiting on death timers from Truth and recalls from the rest of the members. Baron will be spawning and be available on the map in 15 seconds. I don't know if either team is confident about starting it anytime soon, but that offers another objective that both teams have to keep in mind of in future fights.
See in that last team fight just how useful the extra burst damage would have been from a Vhagar, but Tribe prevent this by killing him right away. Jackie was not able to participate in that last team fight. You need to stay alive this time if he wants to go for this round 2. There's a very sneaky ward over this wall that Tribe able to scout out Jackie with. Oh, you don't want to recall right there as he's still trying to get some mid lane priority for the rest of the team to secure this Drake.
Event Horizon has been used. Remember, Jackie already used Flash in the last fight and still didn't get out alive. Big no for Tribe to make conscious effort to punish. This Rift Arrow comes out. They burn it down. Doesn't even get a chance to charge. And the rest of enemy had to stop the dragon as they want to maintain mid priority in preparation for the objective.
Very tense position right now. Enemy not quite comfortable enough to go for any type of engage. Forcing out starting slash is big.
Event Horizon and Hextech Ultimatum locks Chuck down. Primordial Burst is used, but Chain of Corruption's beautifully capitalized by D'Enzio. Remembering Jackie does not have Flash from before. Moonfall takes him out. No more magic damage available for enemy. The rest of Tribe, they're trying to file and pummel all in. Dogpile on top of all the members of Tribe, but they flash away in time, only dropping Chuck in the aftermath. And enemy still maintain a 4-on-4.
1-for-1. This Yordle not quite safe at all. Yikes. Goes for another body slam. He's taking a bunch of extra damage. D'Enzio, he's in range of the hook shot, Rafa. He has to use the stasis starting, and D'Enzio will fall underneath this turret, even through the stasis. Starting! What a creative dash right there to survive in the end. T-Tigers may be punished for his sins. Another stasis!
Everyone has stasis smacks, and they're dodging out on critical moments of burst from enemy. Tribe, it felt like they could have lost so much there, but they only dropped D'Enzio.
Oh my word. The Drake is still alive at this point, Rafa. Enemy has been so close to closing that one out. But every single time, the clever positioning and tricks from Tribe make sure that Jackie can't survive all throughout. And it's just too uncomfortable for enemy to actually start this one up. This time around, Chuck has been stationed up in Baron Lane. That is going to be a full surrender of the Drake. There's no way you can take a 4v5 as Tribe.
They even thought about maybe doing the Baron, but they just don't have enough members dedicated to it. And Vision on the Baron makes it difficult and a spooky proposition for Tribe to undertake. They just take this moment to collect some waves for both of their solo laners, and they will look to regroup once again.
Gold is pretty tight at this point. Only a 2K lead for enemy. That's not a whole lot. Is looking for potentially a skirmish engage, but these double tanks of Max Green and Chuck are really scary, and that is the main difference for Tribe in this game. They are at a pretty big deficit, as we saw in the last one, but the difference is they do actually have a team fight setup that actually works, even if they are behind. You can see what they want to do. It's not just all of these assassins, they can't kill anybody because their damage isn't quite there. They do have this front line available for DNZO's Varus.
Take a moment to breathe here, Smacks, as we're probably in one of the most tensest moments of this series. That back and forth, just all in the mid lane. It's Luan DJ getting a lot of damage onto Chuck, forcing out the stone plate here. It's going to be a huge tool that they could use for a Baron fight, as now action erupts on the top side of the map in the Baron lane. T-Tiger's taking a lot of damage. Explosive cast sends him right into the Hextech ultimatum. Stasis, beautifully, missing on a lot of damage. Oh, Jackie might be exposed here, but the rest of enemy are grouped right on top of him. Luan DJ with the TP. Chuck can't answer. They outnumber the members of Tribe. Moonfall from starting as a last-ditch effort to take out at least one, and they do find Jackie, but it's still 4 for enemy.
Chuck couldn't quite get in range to silence the teleport for Luan DJ. He snuck back and channeled that one to get in range for the team. They are very squishy and they don't want to deal with the Varus poke. So the enemy won't actually get the big objective they were looking for. Fight win is enough, and we do get to watch this one again.
Just all-out chaos here, and so much time being bought by Max Green to stall enemy from being able to collapse onto starting, but it still wasn't enough because Luan DJ, the fact that he does get the teleport in here, creates such a chaotic advantage for enemy.
Honestly, really unlucky that Jackie was the one tanking that turret, but will go down for it all the same. Back on the Rift in 5 seconds. No Veigar is here, so bold move for enemy to actually start this up again. If you really want that extra utility of the Event Horizon eventually. See that Jackie was considering selling his boots for a teleport. Doesn't quite need it yet. Will buy that. What a dapper young lad.
Yeah, he looks good in a hat. You know what? Actually, here, check this out. Observers, if you can hear me, I want to get a ability power check for Jackie. I want to see how much he's got going right now.
That'd be interesting. We'll check on that one eventually, as there very well could be a team fight erupting at any moment in this game, if we're honest.
That is very true.
This is, again, a very tense position to be in. This time, a much larger lead.
Oh.
Stasis forced.
And DNZ, right onto the Event Horizon. Has to flash away. Keeps his distance here. Max Green being the sacrificial lamb, taking up so much damage. True still follows up. Hextech ultimatum right onto Chuck, the main frontliner for Tribe. He will fall. No, not quite yet. Event Horizon locks him down. DNZ still keeping his distance, putting out damage. Great piercing arrows from the backline. T-Tiger's looking for the collapse. Watch starting on the flank. He's on the right side. He's making his approach. If he can make this moonfall work, this will save the game. On to only one member, though. Truth cancels it out with a beautiful stasis. Still remaining. Wait, Truth has Death Mark again, but it's not enough damage on the DNZO. Starting picks up a double on the backside. Tribe, they're the one with the numbers advantage on the map.
They're teleporting to the Elder Dragon right now, Rafa. It's Elder Inferno. Like we said before, only 2 regular Drakes spawned in this game because of the delay from before, and now Elder Inferno started by Tribe. He's on his way. Can he get here in time? He has Flash. He has ultimate. Can he get there? He's coming. He's so close. He's pushed out.
Tribe is still on GA, and they're going to burn it down 2k HP. It's done. Tribe have secured the Elder Infernal Dragon, and now a game that used to be securely in enemy's control, what we thought was about to be their swan song and advancing into the lower finals, suddenly back in Tribe's favor.
This is the difference, Rafa. This is what building tanks on your team can do. The team fights are so much easier for Tribe in this one. And you can finally see their mechanics in full force, starting, saving these team fights with his 4-item Diana. He's level 15. He's getting in there. He's dealing all this damage, and he knows he has the backup from his tanks.
Enemy now have to regroup and have to find a new game plan in approaching these fights because their tanks and front line being outmatched by the ones offered from Tribe. This Mundo and Garen, both of them, while not looking stellar in the early game, they have gotten to the point where they are almost damn near unkillable, and enemy have to put out so much just to deal with them.
At this point, Rafa, with the Elder Infernal, it kind of does feel like Tribe have a lead in this game. Even though they're down 3,000 gold, you have to imagine the Elder Infernal makes up for that and more with all of the damage that it provides to your entire team. Throughout the entire rest of the game, it will be looming over the heads of enemy as they sort of have to just sit back and regret their decision in that last team fight to keep going for it. They can win this game, then all those regrets are washed away and they can think about it in their next match, but they do have to overcome this now.
Tribe being on the back foot for such a long period of the game. They're the ones back in the driver's seat. Luan DJ, T-Tigers is very huge on this Jax. 4 items to 3.5 on the Renekton. This Jax will just eat this Renekton.
Oh, no!
A flash into the wall! T-Tigers should surely be able to round him off, and if it's not T-Tigers, it is starting. That finds him. Truth, looking for starting with a Deathmark trade. Truth, but he... Whoa! That was a lot of damage from Zed! I didn't expect that to come through, even with the Crystalline Reflector available from starting, but that evens the odds here. Yikes, trying to find an advantage onto Chuck. Body slam, forcing the Chain of Corruptions out of Dienzio to disengage the fight. An enemy still up a 4-on-4 against Tribe.
You could tell that starting didn't know it was going to do that much damage either. He had Zodius available, but didn't choose to use it. Now starting without Moonfall in this team fight will have to sit there and watch his team as they maybe are able to win this fight without him.
Gotta bail. I don't think Event Horizon is available for Jackie. You could tell the way they had to flash away from danger. It finally comes up. It's gonna slow the roll of Tribe. Truth has to play this one carefully. Dienzio still firing piercing arrows from the back line, pushing Tribe towards a potential victory.
Juan's up. He's teleporting in. The rest of enemy, though, aren't quite sure if they can start this Baron yet. Recalls are channeled. A teleport, not very effective for Luan. He won't have that available for quite some time, and starting was given enough time to respawn and come back on the map. That pick didn't end up meaning a whole lot for Truth.
Tribe playing this one out so carefully. Even though they picked up the Elder Infernal, and even though they have a damage advantage now, there is still the elephant in the room of this Veigar that has been farming up ability power over the course of the entire game. Last time we checked a few minutes ago, it was almost at 600. I imagine it's even greater now.
He's got a full Void Staff now, too, so that's a lot of magic penetration. He will be dealing a ludicrous amount of damage. Moving forward.
Truth, ultimate? Looking for the death mark. Is it enough damage? They take out T-Tigers! That's huge! Truth is still able to get out alive. He can find a chance to recall and get back into this fight. Luan DJ needs to follow up onto this flank. Rest of the Tribe starting has been rounded off. Already popped the stages. Truth goes back in! They take out starting. Tribe only down 3 members to 5. Jackie's been rounded off, though. Beautiful stuff from Max Green. Will find the magic damage dealer from enemy. Can they deal with the remaining members of enemy, though? Luan DJ already finds Chuck. Dienzio,
TP!
Last damage dealer from Tribe, keeps himself at bay. And the Baron wants to be started by enemy, but there are multiple low HP members. And Truth has found a flank onto Max Green. The death mark will instantly pop him. That's a 4 against 1 for enemy.
Truth is single-handedly saving this game for enemy despite the Elder Infernal. He's finding pick after pick after pick on every single member. This Zed is popping off entirely. T-Tigers, can he teleport into this Baron? Can he steal this one away? He's not going to do it. He's waiting in the base, and that will be a Baron for enemy. Nobody contesting this. Will this be enough for them to actually end this game? They still haven't broken open the base yet. It's a 25-minute game right now, Rafa.
I think this is the longest game we have had, at least in the major, maybe in...
This whole year!
Definitely this whole year. I'm trying to think back into year 0 if we've had any longer games than this. I know we've had at least a couple 20-minute bangers, but this is the distance.
He's got 800.
Holy... Oh, man. This is... this is quite the standstill. This is the Mexican standoff between both of these teams, Smacks. Enemy and Tribe.
Oh.
They are really putting everything on the line, considering this is lower bracket semifinals. The loser of this will go home. They won't be able to get a chance to participate in the bracket anymore, and you can see how it is reflected in their play.
Let's take stock of some Guardian Angels. It looks like all of them are available. Enemy do have 3. Enzio only has the 1, so that is something to watch for in this next team fight. Chuck nearly has his completed, but doesn't quite yet. Oh, man. Does he die? There's no way.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, thankfully for D'Enzio, not only GA, but also the Edge of Night, giving him that extra spell shield to block out some of the incoming damage. Luan DJ has to be careful. Still has both summoners available, so not any real threat from Tribe. But already, Truth, the fact that Deathmark comes up so often at this point in the game with so much ability haste available to him, it was just a little bit of a limit test to see how much damage he could do to D'Enzio despite Edge of Night being available, and he'll have it up again now.
Tribe are turtling really well at this point. They are not letting these minions break apart their structures. They likely will need to give up this mid lane turret eventually. Oh my god.
Oh, yikes. Gets the flash out, has to trade his own as he goes a little too far forward after the pick onto starting. But that's a flash down from Diana that makes the engagements and the counter engagements looking for D'Enzio right now. Truth, it's a stasis answer immediately from D'Enzio, but he flashes away, dodging out on the damage from Jackie. Enemy making every single move count, burning multiple summoner spells, multiple cooldowns here. Juck forced to use the stone play. Primordial Burst was already used. Demacian Justice on the Yikes, forcing him to half HP. T-Tigers onto Truth, but he gets out alive. Still has the GA. Watch for the GA pops being here. T-Tigers, he gets by Jackie! Luan DJ from over the wall is going to push Drive back into the base. They have a minion wave, but Enemy have low HP bar members despite them having GAs. They have to be careful about how they play this one out, but you can tell how desperate they are to close out this game when they have 40 seconds on T-Tigers.
No Baron buffs available. Can they teleport back in and use the death timer of T-Tiger as well? They need to find a way to actually make this one stick. The Baron buff will be available again by the time T-Tigers respawns. Enemy don't find a way to penetrate the armor. They're waiting for another moment, Rafa. We have now reached above 28 minutes into this game. Another Baron is coming.
Man.
Enemy are stacking up. Like I said, T-Tigers will be alive. They do need to get some more picks before they start this one up.
And Tribe
I think both teams are going to hit 100,000 gold, by the way. That's crazy.
Damage check. Max Green absorbs it all thanks to Stone Plate being used. 3 GAs now available from Tribe. T-Tigers forced to buy 1. Chuck also invested into 1 as well. So now, GA stocks being matched for match. Max Green stepping forward, immediately pops, and actually doesn't have to use the maximum dosage. He's still fine.
Dragon Lane Chuck taking a little bit of a worse trade than he would have liked. Baron is started. Again, Luan does have teleport. I don't actually know if Chuck does to match. Hopefully he does, if he's going to be in that Dragon Lane by himself. Have to take stock of that one eventually. Max Green.
Look at the way that they are playing this split push out. Because they already opened up the base through the Dragon Lane, Luan DJ is constantly there, forcing someone to answer. If they can break open another inhibitor turret, Enemy will have so much pressure to play around with, where they can securely take the Baron the next time they dip out of vision.
Super minions are huge in the game of Wild Rift. They will completely demolish your entire base if you let them. You're 100% right, Rafa. Chuck needs to stay here, or at least somebody needs to stay here if they want to continue on in the WNS First Major. Otherwise, the Super Minions will completely end their run by themselves. Might be the difference maker in this game, honestly. That is such a big objective. Oh, Truth is trying to double stack.
Yeah.
It might end the game.
If they assassinate Chuck right here,
it comes.
Remember, he has no stasis. He only has Stone Plate. They double up onto Chuck. He still has GA, but the Sterix Gauge also provides enough relief to keep them at bay. Chuck will stay alive and can defend the base, but right now, Enemy, they have to be careful. They are currently 3 against 4, but the rest of Tribe trying to see if they can find a way to collapse. Max Green does not go down. Survives through exhaust and flash, and the maximum dosage keeping him out despite a primordial burst. Starting looking for Jackie, immediately forced to flash out.
Look at the base!
True.
There's so much damage here, but Max Green is here as well, making it a 2v2. Meanwhile, over on the Baron, enemy are still playing this game of tug of war. They're trying to bring all these members over to that objective, starting whiffs the Moonfall.
Moonfall not available anymore. He lands right into the event horizon. But the stasis comes out, starting immediately flashes away. He gets on the line, but Truth follows up. The death mark will pop. Stasis is there. Starting's gone. Truth still has GA. He will get a second life. Time flying in. Chuck needs to come in and save the game for the rest of his team. He's the last remaining frontline member, but they find Max Green in the crosshair. Jackie, no more mana. The Chuck takes out Truth with the Demacia Justice. Chuck might be able to clean this one up, but it's a lot of damage from Jackie on the back end. Team Tiger's also available. Time doesn't complete the hook shot over the wall. But it's still not enough. D'Anzio finds it with the piercing arrow. We're at 31 minutes max. This game is crazy.
Tribe won that fight. They killed 3 members, and they're still waiting because they can't go for anything more. They can't try to get anything off the rift. That bot lane inhibitor is still dead. They need to recall. They need to regroup and make sure they don't lose this back and forth bloodbath to the minions of all things. They need to get right back in there, right back where they left off. And Rafa, let's take a look at this. Starting has teleport. He's arriving over to this Baron right now. Enemy are not here. They're not alive. This will, hopefully for Tribe, be the Baron secure.
The damage
they can't outsmite Vhagar.
Holy camole.
They just reached it.
They forced them off of it. And now they're going to turn right back onto the Baron. They have teleports coming in. Jackie getting chunked out by Max Green. Someone needs to be able to secure it. 360. Time secures the Baron. And look at Luigi down to the back line. They forced a G out of D'Anzio. Watch for D'Anzio if he can get out alive. But Hexac Ultimatum is there. Can they lock him down? Time finishes him off with the Tactical Precision Protocol. And now Truth.
Look at Truth,
he is unanswered in the mid lane. He has the Baron buff. He is pushing him back. Jackie and Yikes. They have to play stop the ports. But only one comes through from Max Green. The rest of Tribe, they're still alive. I don't think Truth is going to get that much mileage out of this. He has to get out. He has to dodge out on Chuck. Chuck has flash available, but Truth has a flash of his own.
Oh, Truth doesn't quite have Death Mark. He can't go for anything too fancy here. He does have that Baron buff, so him being in mid lane is scary enough to send all of the members over there. Not scary enough to end the game quite yet. D'Anzio and Starting will respawn into this game, Rafa. Let's see if enemy can make this Baron buff count. See if they can actually end the game right now. You can see Truth and the minions dealt enough damage in that mid lane that a couple more auto attacks would be lethal onto it. They can teleport into this mid lane. They might be able to get some more super minions.
And the longer this game goes on, the more lethal Jackie becomes. I imagine Jackie is at the 1,000 AP mark now with how long this game is going. Smacks!
At least 900.
We are 33 minutes into the game. T-Tigers, Counter-Strike might be beautiful. Forces Truth to flash away. The death mark doesn't quite take him out. But Tribe, can he find him? But a beautiful cancel from the stasis. Tribe doing so much to hold on.
A lot of resources used by the jungler of Tribe. Oh my, that is huge!
Oh,
they're going to take this mid lane inhibitor. It's gone.
They finally cracked open the mid lane. This top inhibitor can fall as well. Yikes goes forward with the body slam. He is damn tanky enough to survive a lot of this damage. Max Green locked in the event horizon, but dancing. He's got the happy feet, dodging out on multiple skill shots as well. Tribe doing everything they can to hold on to the last tower in this base. The one thing that could separate enemy from just taking it all.
Enemy have now doubled their super minion count, though, with the mid lane inhibitor. There are now 2 lanes of super minions to deal with if you are Tribe. Enemy have everything that they need, apart from one more team fight, to actually close this out. Their minions will do the damage for them. As another Baron is spawning, Rafa. We're at 35 minutes!
D'Anzio is the only player whose GA hasn't come up yet. Enemy, if they find a chance to punish this window, that could be the difference maker in this game. Max Green approaching, gets a lot of damage out. Doesn't burn the maximum dosage quite yet. It's still fine enough so that he can walk out without using any summoner spells. Enemy pushing out through the top side of the map, and Chuck constantly on base defense duty because Luan DJ, like the shepherd that he is corralling all of these super minions into the base, looking for that 6th man to be the difference maker.
Baron in 10 seconds, but yikes. Oh, he was looking for an angle into the Jackie Event Horizon, didn't quite manage it. Truth.
Whoa.
He's trying to scare them off with the Death Mark. That's 2 key ultimates that are not available anymore.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like enemy are too worried about it as Tybe is trying to bully everybody in that Baron lane and maybe make it 3 inhibitors.
It's becoming a war of attrition here. Enemy just trying to use any abilities to force out summoner spells because they know that their ultimates will come up sooner than those. T-Tiger's forced to flash and use the stasis, has to recall, saves his GA potentially for the next fight. Jackie looking for any stragglers. Luan DJ
Chuck
almost takes out Chuck. He burns the GA, and if Luan DJ gets out, that's a beautiful trade. Dodging out on the cleaver from Max Green. Luan DJ doing an admirable job in this war of attrition, and now the Baron is available. Enemy will look to secure it.
They got the teleport out, and they're going to back off immediately. Huge play for enemy, just forcing out another cooldown. T-Tigers will not have a boot enchant for quite some time now. Enemy, they're playing the waiting game once more. We are about to hit 37 minutes. I keep saying the time because this is unprecedented, uncharted territory for NA Wild Rift. If you thought 10 minutes ago was the longest game in North America, you can be damn sure that this one is going the distance and breaking all the records.
If we hit 40 minutes, that is the standard for like normal League of Legends PC games. T-Tigers finding Truth, forcing him to use the Death Mark to immediately get out. No summoners used from Truth. No GA pop.
Look at the base.
Luan DJ pressuring once again, knowing that Chuck doesn't have GA from last time as he made this push. D'Enzio also has to be on base duty because of the super minions pouring through mid lane. And T-Tigers and Chuck, or is it T-Tigers and Max Green? They get locked in. Hexacle ultimatum. They're burning him down. G has been popped from T-Tigers. Starting, looking for an angle. Finds Jackie. Stasis is popped. He still has flash. He'll be able to get out. Starting cannot follow up with the moonfall. Luan DJ onto the back line. His GA gets popped, forcing the rest of the members to tribe. But look at the base. There's super minions that are about to hit it, and T-Tigers has to be the one that answers. And now this could be the opportunity for enemy to take the Baron.
Every single team fight is a matter of life or death in this tournament right now. Rafa's Max Green trying to pave the way for all of Tribe to get into this Baron pit. An enemy back off again. They can't quite get the Baron. They can't quite end this game. And at this point, Rafa, my neighbors are probably getting very mad at me for I've been shouting for 20 minutes.
I don't know what their thoughts are going, but if we could show them how crazy this game is, we would show the whole world smacks because we're about to hit the 40-minute mark. I cannot believe that we have gone this long, and you can see that enemy are playing not only the physical game, but the mental game, trying to see how long Tribe can last. Because if you go back to what Jackie has as an inherent advantage, everyone has hit full builds 20 minutes ago. Yeah. But Jackie is like, I can still scale buys. I can still go the distance. I can reach the infinity mark. And Tribe just cannot even get outside of this base.
Truth is waiting for somebody to fall into his clutches. Not satisfied with the Dr. Mundo. Yikes, on the other hand, is fully okay. Using all of his spells into Max Green. That is an ignite. Oh, Rafa. We still have another series about after this one as well, the cast.
Hold on,
We've got Yikes. He's still bouncing everybody outside of this pit. It feels like Tribe hasn't been able to cross the river in about a half an hour. So we're getting to the point where Luan DJ is nearly at 30,000 gold collected in this game.
Have you ever seen teams with more than 100k gold? Luan DJ gets sought out here by 2 members, but T-Tigers doesn't have GA from before. Truth, damage check real quick. Not enough to force T-Tigers to use any other spells. Starting, almost looks for him, but he has the Shadow Clones to be able to get out. Looking on the other side of the map, Tybe currently matching up against Max Green, trying to push in for the remaining inhibitor tower. D'Enzio collapsing, though. If he finds a Chain of Corruptions, it would be bad for Tybe. Has to look for the hook shot away. D'Enzio does not lock him down.
Ibe still has Guardian Angel as well. It's really difficult to actually get on top of him.
Stasis
There's a
is available, and now
stasis there
Truth
for Dienzio.
He's looking for the death mark, but Dienzio with a beautiful flash away. Exhaust comes out as well for Max Green. The rest of enemy have to be on the retreat. Buying time for Luan DJ. Oh my god, was that the second ability?
Yeah, that was an atomic bomb right there. Not even the ultimate for Jackie. Oh, they're going into the river for the first time in half an hour. And they're going to leave immediately.
Tribe have to push, but Chuck immediately answering back. Type with the teleport available. Is Deathmark available from Truth once again? That's the nuke that we're looking for from Jackie. Takes out starting of the fight. And look at this, Dienzio, no flash available. He's gone to the event horizon. Truth and Jackie should have enough damage to take him out, but he's dancing. He's got this fight. But Jackie flashes in, says no more will be for Tribe. It is a new dawn. It is a new era. Enemy, but wait a minute. They've lost out Jackie. They've lost out Yikes. But the minions, they did it. Enemy will take down Tribe.
41 minutes of back and forth action in this match of Wild Rift, Rafa. Enemy complete the reverse sweep. Whew. If you don't look at the timestamps at the bottom, you would be like, yeah, of course Enemy win this. But that took 41 minutes. Egon, we need your help, man. I'm
calling it. I need
We've
a
said
sub.
all we can.
No, you got it. I know you got another 40 more minutes in you.
Don't say that to me.
Look at this gold stats. 136,000 gold.
I really just want us to take a second and just look at all of the stats here, how much gold everyone is. Can't wait for the damage graphs to come out, and truly relish the fact that Wild Rift Esports is here. Had a couple of great quotes from our team in the back. This is what happens when you don't want to lose, because both teams were struggling to win there. Look at Dienzio's damage coming on through. You have an infinite scaling Jackie being almost the least amount of damage on his squad, with Truth constantly finding angles, constantly finding angles, and neither team being willing to back down and just dancing the dance. It was one of those where it's like, all right, we're going to do the Baron dance, and it's like, oh, we're at the Nutcracker. This is going to be going the whole time, like for 3 hours. Okay. And then you have everyone playing their part, especially the humongous chunk balls in the form of Gragas and of Mundo, constantly not going down back to back. Finally, something relents on the side of the split pushers and Renekton. You know, when we're looking at these rosters and you're looking at it, you're like, okay, cool. Let's figure out who our star player is. Yeah, you know, early game, we got the substitution from Luan DJ, who got the lead. It'll definitely be him. And then we start pulling some team fights back. We had the massive flank coming on through from everyone's favorite streamer, starting with the Diana coming back on in. And then all of a sudden, not to be bested, Truth comes in from the flanks and is insta-popping people, including everyone's favorite streamer, starting on the Diana, who had the Zonias ready to go and did not use it. And then Dienzio with the Legolas snipe from distance at the fight near the Dragon Pit. If he didn't catch that one, that probably would have been it. And then constant fights back and forth between all the team members going all over. Quick, pick one. Rafa, you're on the spot.
Bro, it's... Smacks, I'll let you be the decider. My money is on Truth or Jackie. Yeah, Truth.
I'm going with Truth. There were too many team fights that were won single-handedly by him in this game. And, you know what, I probably should have ended that sentence early. There were too many team fights this game. There were so many. It feels like these clips were an eternity ago in Wild Rift time. Oh my god. If like, Wild Rift years are... like to to League of Legends years as dog years are to human years, then we are one old puppy right now.
That was amazing, and yes, that was the right answer. Right? Just in case if you needed a tiebreaker, I was ready to go. There is only one answer. It is Truth, who brought the truth multiple times. As much as his own team became naysayers, he was the one leading the way for the squad to make sure that they got there. I will say, Luan DJ got them in the position in the first place. Before that massive fight, they were up 10, 11, almost 12 kills at one point. And then all of a sudden, the great plays back from T-Tigers, who got to the terrifying point of the scaling in terms of the Jacks. You had starting with some great engagements. But man, this guy right here, Truth, on the Zed, still finding ways to get the 1v1, still finding ways